How you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course. Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler platter. Very serious videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks. I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, dumb I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. Beans, the magical fruit. You know the rest. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get the Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster behind me. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? Oh, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my, boom, my Sumo Psycho shirt, which I love the design of this shirt. Super cool. They actually, I remember they had another one at their merch table when I went to see them that was super cool. Really liked it. I was going to get that one. And as soon as my eyes saw this, I was like, that one. I just like it. It's just very cool. If you're unfamiliar with the band Sumo Psycho, they're sort of like an alternative metal band. I got to see them perform live. They were on tour with a band called Nonpoint. I'd never heard of them before, but I had a good idea that they were going to kick some ass because, like, before anything was happening, like, I could hear people in the crowd, you know, like, there was some excitement. And boy, oh boy, were they right. Like, getting to see them perform live, it was like being transported back to my early concert days. Like, just the energy they put into it, the response that the fans had, it warmed my robotic, did my fucking frozen ninja heart. But anyway, ruined my joke there. But yeah, really like the band. I actually got some videos of their performance. They're on the channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check it out. If nothing else, folks, I'd be happy to point you in the right direction as far as their stuff goes. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? I just got through reviewing some Campbell's Ghost Pepper Chicken Soup. Go watch that video if you're interested. And now, because apparently I want to poop forever, I'm reviewing, boom, it is from Serious Bean Co. Big flavor, no heat, super sweet. These are Dr. Pepper, sweet, and a bit sassy. A bit sassy baked beans. All right, these aren't full-on sassy beans, okay? These aren't like your early 20s beans going out clubbing every night, whatever, you know. These are like your, maybe like your early 30s beans, right? You know, going out here and there. You're not in full tilt, but every now and again, you can still go over there and break some shit down. Yes, so this exists. One of my Facebook friends actually went over there and informed me about these. He knew that I'm a big fan of Dr. Pepper. I really am. It took me a little bit to find them, although they weren't actually that hard to find. I just didn't know where to look, I guess. But yeah, man, so baked beans. Here's the fun thing about this. There are no directions for cooking this anywhere on this. And what makes it even weirder, I went over there, I looked it up online. There used to be, in older iterations of this, there used to be cooking instructions. There's not anymore. And I tried to look up something, I got nothing. So I just put it on the stovetop for a while until they were warm, and I was like, beans! But let's take a look, Dr. Pepper beans. Beans! And let's see if we can get a thing for the thing with the beans and the can. That'll be sexy. It looks like this. Ha 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 ha! Beans! Let's give it a go. I like saying beans. Definitely still warm. Very sweet. Which, to be fair, a lot of baked beans are. I actually like baked beans. I don't really eat a lot of beans, but every now and again I'll go over there and I'll make some beans on toast. Very European, kind of British thing. It's super easy to make, so. I'm not getting a huge hit of Dr. Pepper. Like, they're definitely very sweet. There's some good beans for what they are. I think I cooked them properly. I'm pretty sure they're already probably pre-prepared, and you're just basically heating them up. Uh, but they're nice and tender and everything like that. They're not like super mushy or anything. They still have some structural integrity. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little hint of a Dr. Pepper kind of deal, but like honestly, I'm mostly just getting baked beans from this. Like I was expecting more. They're maybe sweeter than I would expect from some baked beans, but again, some because I've had some that are this sweet or even maybe a little sweeter. But if I focus on it, close my eyes, and really imagine that I'm there, there's kind of a Dr. Pepper aspect to it. But I'll be honest, I think that if I just made these or somebody made them for me and I didn't know what they were supposed to be, my brain would not immediately go to Dr. Pepper. I was expecting a much stronger Dr. Pepper flavor with this. And I mean, I get it. It's probably just seasoned with, the rough kind of flavoring of the Dr. Pepper stuff. Um, I mean, there's a little something. Yeah. I think that, like I said, if I wasn't told what these were about, I don't know that Dr. Pepper is immediately where I would go. But if somebody went over there and told me, actually, we use Dr. Pepper for that, I think my brain would go, oh, there it is. That's what it was. Because there is definitely something that's a little bit different to it. And again, I think if you kind of focus on it, yeah, you can kind of see where the Dr. Pepper aspect comes into play. But it's not like a hit to the face. It's not like an immediate thing. But I'll give it to it. I just think in part of it is just it's so sweet. I think the sweetness is kind of overriding some of the other flavors. Once the sweetness kind of dies down, that's when you get more of like the actual seasoning flavor, and it becomes a little bit more Dr. Pepper esque. But they're nice. Like I personally wish they were just a little less sweet because there's a richness to them, uh, and there's a little bit of a depth to it, but so much of it is underneath that sweetness. Yeah. Okay. Um, Two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? Um, on occasion and kinda. I think for me personally, I don't eat a lot of beans, but like I said, I'll make some beans on toast and stuff like that. Put some spam and beans, beans are nice. They can go over there, they can fill out a meal. They're relatively cheap. Thing is though, I don't know where I would use these exactly because I wouldn't use them for beans on toast. I don't think I would use them for spam on beans. Maybe the sweetness with the spam would work. But the thing is, I feel like anything I add to it is just going to diminish that Dr. Pepper flavor even more. And that's the thing, it's like I kind of like them just as they are, but maybe I would experiment with them a little bit, try to see what I could get out of them. Because they are pretty tasty. But it's one of those things where, because I know that like Dr. Pepper baked beans is a thing, like way before this. Part of me would like to almost go over there and like try to make some of my own. I'm not saying I will, because it seems like it would be involved. But it does seem like something that like it seems like something you could do better yourself with some tweaking and some stuff like that. I'm sure there's recipes online for it. This, for what it is, ain't bad. It's not spectacular, but I could see maybe getting it on occasion. If I'm recommending it, though, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not a bad product. I do like the overall flavor of it, but I do think that if you're like me, where you're coming into this where you're really expecting, some proper Dr. Pepper flavor, it's not really there. It's there to an extent, if you kind of search for it and wish for it, your deepest heart of hearts. But again, the very sweet beans, like they're not. I think even in best case scenario, they're not going to be for everybody. But in some respects, that might kind of work in its favor because if you're expecting them to be extremely Dr. Pepper flavor and you think they're just going to be, super gimmicky and, that's all they have going for them, that's not the case. Like I said, they have some depth, they have some richness to them, just very sweet. So, not bad, but not something I would recommend to everybody, but kind of fun to try. But also kind of okay to try. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over themselves a truly Dr. Pepper-tastic rest of your life. Because Dr. Pepper is just fantastic. I want a real Dr. Pepper now. But I have to wait until tomorrow. Payday and such. Go out and buy my supplies. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal favorite flavor of Dr. Pepper? We're blessed in the time I'm doing this. There's a whole bunch of them out. You got obviously your classic, your cherry, got the coconut cream, you got the strawberry, you got the cream soda. I mean, we're in a bit of a Dr. Pepper renaissance. I think for me personally, the classic is always the best. I think the one that I like that I wish they would keep on store shelves, but they only do it as like a promotional thing here and there, is the dark berry. I really like that one because I feel like it works with the Dr. Pepper flavor and just gives it like extra depth. But that's just me. What do you think? Anyway, bye.